guess we'll give her her trial run and see how it all goes. I guess there's no point in easing her into her, just give her wide open. Well, hey, good morning, everybody. Little Miss over here, she's driving her rig around, and Eli's come over this morning. Well, I'm gonna take you guys with, and we're gonna go and get the dryer going. So we have about 12,000 in the wet bin. It's a 20,000 bushel wet bin. One of the wet bins. The other bin here, this one here is a 33,000 bushel wet bin, and then the one behind the dryer is a 20. So we don't need the 33 until we get to corn, unless the wheat is really wet, but typically it's not too bad. 16 to 18, it does okay. So yeah, we're gonna just get this thing turned on for the season, and we kind of checked everything over already, greased it, and basically just kind of start everything up nice and slow. So I'm gonna take a minute and go through my notes and remember the process of how I'm supposed to do all this, and I'll kind of walk you through it a little bit when I get to that point. Okay, so we're gonna start from back to front. What I mean is we start at the dry bin, the bin we're gonna be dumping into. We'll start there, turn everything on. As we get to the dryer, start and check everything, or bump start it, I guess is what I should be calling it. This would be the furthest east grain pump. Make sure that's turning out there. It's usually pretty quiet, so you don't really hear them. I can hear it moving around in there. So that one's on. I'm gonna shut it off and then turn the next one on and make sure that's running. We have them turned down to about, it's 50% or 25% of max capacity, for the simple fact that the grain pumps will take it a lot faster than the dryer will give it to it. This dryer doesn't just continuously feed. It's a continuous flow dryer, but if it runs into some wet grain on the bottom and it can't get it dried fast enough, it will shut off the transfer augers. You get some time in there where the transfer augers aren't running. Well, I don't want that grain loop up there, that grain pump, to be just running non-stop, wide open, empty. So we put VFDs, variable drives, basically, right here. That's what we did to slow them down so we could kind of tune them in where they're not running at just max speed. Obviously that's going to save on wear parts, it's going to save on the whole system. So now we're going to bump start our transfer augers. Oh yeah, yep, see, I forgot I need to get a belt put on here. I take the belt off every year. That's a 3-rib belt. They hold up a lot better than individual belts. They all pull more evenly on a tri-rib. Let's get this put on. It's like that. I know it's not the right tool, but I'm just snugging them up. I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm going to just adjust it a little bit as far as alignment on the belt. This is when we cleaned out the bin. This goes in, and this runs the floor auger to pull grain out. So if you don't want to do that, you just pull it out like that, and that should stay stationary. And then we just run the drive auger. Should be good. Now we're just gonna get some wrenches and tighten up that idler pulley, and this part should be ready to go. That belt's already been stretched from last year. Should go pretty good that way. Anyway, got the inside of the shiver's been cleaned up, and now I was up on the leg, greased the bearings, checked the belts. When I bump started that auger, it must have had some corn left in it. I don't know why. I thought I got all that out of there, but it seems like you never get it all out. Anyway, slide this in. I had a bad experience with this last year. Didn't get this cleaned out all the way, and a chunk of stuff got in that auger and lodged it. I'll have to come back up here with a bucket and get this cleaned up.
It's a lovely day. So we're doing a quick overhaul here. The gas engine air compressor on the service truck, if you don't shut the fuel off, well then she fills the cylinders full of gas. We're waiting on some dry air here. As you can see behind us, we got more wet stuff coming. We got time to kill, so we pulled the carburetor apart, took the needle and seat apart. I didn't quite find what I was hoping to find, like a speck of dirt or something on there. I think that's our culprit. Ta-da. Okay, turn that gas on. Let's see if it leaks. Gas is on. So what we did, if we did it right, it won't fill the crankcase full of fuel again. And it was just oozing out the spark plug hole. Let's start it. End of day one for hopefully a steady run this week. It wasn't supposed to rain today, but kind of been getting a couple sprinkles here and there later in the day now, and missed a couple showers, but light showers. But anyway, trying to get back to the other end where the trucks are. It's kind of a little tough here, but we'll get there. Got that field done today. That's a quarter over there, and then now we started on this field here. It's 3/4 mile, a mile and a half long rounds. So anyway, that's the end of today. I suppose there'll be some other video of what's been going on with the trucks and at the bin site, but we are wrapping her up here. Just about there. Come on, baby. Oh, running out of power.
Well, Dane and Dad were busy this morning. I don't think they got any of it put on this for you guys. I ordered a couple cables for the throttle. So this is throttle now, and then this is PTO, on-off type thing. Yep. So now you can do everything from ground level here. Well, I hope this old clapped out thing works. Okay, well, I guess we'll give her a trial run and see how it all goes. I guess there's no point in easing her into her, just give her wide open. Gotta clean the cobwebs
out of the shop here, or out of our house shop, and we head out and do some tillage over here for a little bit before we get combining. But when I looked out the window, I saw smoke coming from the old 4690. You all probably wondering what she's been up to since she got rescued and out of the trees in the woods there. Well, here she is. Mark's probably giving you an update. But the thing ran all night long. That's why I saw smoke. She must have had to work hard yesterday, being she needed to cool all night. Well, I saw a little smoke, but I don't see it now. I think she's cool by now, but she's been resurrected and she has a duty. She's doing a good job. Well, I'm going to shut it off. She ought to be cool by now, old girl.
Well, good morning. It's been a while since I've been on here, and we've got quite a few new faces on this channel, so you're probably wondering who I am, but I am Steph, and I am Mark's sister, Steve's daughter, and Steve's favorite child. So I am back in the grain cart, as you can see, getting down there on the wheat, and then we'll have a couple week break before we start edible beans and soybeans. But today we have something cool to show you. We have someone coming out here to the field to do a little demo of something, but I will show you more once he gets here. Well, I see he has showed up. I'm gonna go load this truck really quick, and then I'm going to jump out and show you guys what has arrived. So we have Marcel here from Bushel Plus. You're from Canada, right?
Yeah, we're from Brandon, Manitoba. That's where head office is.
Okay.
And but I just came from down south. I was in southern Minnesota for a combine clinic.
If you guys don't know what Bushel Plus is, you want to explain a little bit what you have?
Yes, so in short, Bushel Plus is a harvest optimization company where we started with a drop pan system, which we now call the smart pan system, about a decade ago in my basement. So we can measure your combine harvest loss easier, faster, and safer. So we have a system that goes with magnets on the combine with the remote control can be released.
Through your phone?
Through your phone or
Right.
remote control.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do both.
So there's two different options.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
And you can do both options depending if you have the remote on you or not.
Okay.
And as that kind of grew, we grew into more combine clinics, education, but also concaves. We acquired a company called Mad Concaves a couple of years
yep,
ago.
I have heard of them.
We
Yep.
do anything to make your life easier, basically. That's our mission here, yeah.
Right. All right. Well, we're gonna get started. We'll have Marcel kind of show you a little bit what is involved with this magnet and how easy it is to install.
Yeah, so this is essentially how it works. We call this the smart pan system. This is the carrier. There's an on-off button hidden underneath here. You have two permanent magnets that don't need any power. So you just walk up to your combine axle and slap that on in 2 seconds, and it just stays there. And then underneath, they have a red test pan sitting inside this carrier. The reason why it sits inside here is now it's covered. So when it's riding underneath the combine, the pan doesn't collect any kernels or chaff before you actually drop it. This is sitting underneath the combine, and you have the remote control right there. You press and release that button for a second there.
Oh.
So now that pan comes off the electromagnets. We collect a physical sample from what's coming out the back. You throw the sample in the air separator, blows out all the straw and chaff in about 40 seconds. And then if you want to, you can put the kernels on the scale, run it through our Smart Drop app, and it shows you exactly how many bushel per acre, dollars per hour the machine might be losing. And you do two things now. Now you know what your grain loss is and what your potential savings could be. But we also calibrate the loss sensor on these 780, so any type of combine, so that you know when your loss display is halfway up, you know how many bushel that is out the back. So now you just benchmark that.
Right.
So you can sit in the cab a lot more relaxed, knowing what the display is showing you.
Right. Because that can vary just when you go into your harvest settings, and then you can hit the button where you set in your current what it's throwing out, or you can put in a number you want. and that
right.
changes that graph. So I mean, if you
can
want it
fool
to be
yourself if
low,
you want
you just
to.
put that number high, and it's never going to come up, and you can be happy.
That's right.
But that you're fooling yourself.
So basically what
yeah,
we do,
that'd be awesome.
the same time you drop the pan, you press that button, set to current, and let's say we find a bushel lost in the pan. Now the set to current on the display is a bushel out the back.
Okay.
That's how that
you
works.
match it up.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, well, let's go give it a try.
Okay. And then it tells you if it dropped. The LED will show you if it actually fell.
Well, let's go give it a try. You excited?
That'll be interesting. Yeah. Now I don't have to lay underneath there and take my shirt off and lay under there and collect it in my shirt.
Get down on your hands and knees and blow all the chaff off the ground and count all the kernels. Okay, so we just dropped it. I'll go bring it over to him and see what we got.
Pretty well now why there's a cover on. So if there wouldn't be a cover on, all that stuff would have been in the pan before. But now when it drops, it's a clean pan, so they have a proper sample of that. So we only get what the combine is putting out.
Yep, makes sense. So only get what the combine is putting out.
Put the entire sample in here.
I only saw one kernel go in there. That's good.
So now, also battery operated here, and now you have a fan, a variable speed fan in here.
Oh, look at that.
And now you go out of the wind a little bit, and you mix this up a little bit here. It's just like the sieves of the combine. You want the chaff lifted, and the kernels stay behind. So now within a couple seconds, you take the straw out of here, and you see exactly
Oh, wow.
how many kernels you have in there. So now the question is, how much is that really, right?
Okay,
Just
yeah,
like
that's the key.
when you look on the ground, that's a quantifying question always, right?
Yes.
Is it a lot, is it not a lot?
Yes.
So you see if you have an unthreshed head in there, but we'll take these out of here.
Yeah.
And now,
So then that's your scale,
that's,
right?
yeah, so that's the scale, so we just zeroed it there. There you go. So we're losing 1.2 grams on about more than 3 square feet. And now the math question comes in. Okay, so now, fairly simple. Calculator selection. The app is asking us, are we spreading our chaff or are we having a chaff spreader? But today we're obviously spreading the chaff. And it's asking us, are we spreading the straw or dropping the straw? But now we're spreading the straw, automatically populates the density. And it's asking how wide the header is. And we're pretty much spreading almost 45 feet here, hey?
Yeah.
You basically have to put in the spread width because it changes the math on the square footage. And now we're putting 1.2 grams, and there it is. We're losing 0.7 bushel to the acre right now. We're losing per acre only about 350, and to total field loss is still 3,500 bucks.
Yeah.
And per hour, we're losing about $60 per hour. So when you put it in perspective, 0.7 maybe sounds a lot in the moment.
Right.
But then you're realizing, well, the rain is chasing us.
Yeah.
And we might be okay with throwing out $60 an hour.
Yeah.
Versus in canola or wheat, even in soybeans, we've seen a lot worse numbers because it all comes down to if you don't check, you don't know.
Right.
And what I mean by that is something could be wrong with a combine or broken that the driver doesn't see. But when they checked with the pan, they realized, oh, hold on a second, the sieve fell closed out of calibration or something.
Right.
And now we were chucking so much grain out the back that we've seen like $800 to $1,000 out the back of the combine per hour. But this is dialed in pretty well.
So then how does that pan drop, that magnet, how do you get that to come off? Is there a...
That is the manual thing. So that's
Okay.
the one you have to go back and actually take it off the combine.
Oh, okay. So there's
Yes.
not like a button you hit and then it just pops off like
No,
that?
that's right. Unfortunately not. And the reason why we don't like to drop this on the ground is it has all the electronics
Right,
in it.
sure.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty robust,
Right.
but we
You'd
don't
rather
want.
not take
Still don't
that
want to
chance.
drive over it.
Yeah, if somebody hits it by accident and the grain cart finds it with the tracks,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
that's not going to be a fun day.
We'll show you what it looks like taking it off.
So you just go here.
simple, pretty efficient way of checking your gloss too out the back. So he's going to show us a little bit about the concaves that they have and what they do.
Yes, so they call it Mad Concaves. It's our brand name for this, and we call this a split frame design. Since you have S-series machines here, this is a 3D model or smaller model from that S-series concave. And the claim to fame here is that this is called a split frame. We put this in the first and second position of that machine, and it never comes out. When you want to switch concaves from small grain to large grain, for example, you have 2 bolts on the right and 2 bolts on the left. And then all you do is pulling these inserts out.
Oh, no kidding.
So again,
so this always stays in there.
Exactly, stays in, and now you switch from canola to wheat, from wheat to corn, vice versa.
Okay.
You never have to re-level this. So if you have active concave isolation or just a standard setup, you don't have to touch it, because the inserts are designed with the same threshing bar height. So now one person can do it in about 10 minutes. So it takes you longer to take the safety shields off than change concaves anymore, basically.
Well, that's pretty slick. I've never seen that kind of thing done before like that, where you leave these in and then you switch these out. Well, I appreciate you coming out, Marcel.
Hey, thank you.
And if you guys want to check them out, I will link their website down below. And good meeting you.
Hey, likewise. Thank you very much for having us. This is really cool. Thanks for watching.
So I started filling the dryer. There must have been a hole that wore through some of the piping on the downspout. It's right on the bottom. When we put this thing up, didn't put a grain cushion in there. What that is it's a spout that goes past where it dumps into the bin, and then that fills up with grain, so that way when the grain comes down the pipe, it hits the grain and then falls in. We just got an elbow going down, and that's not the way to do it, obviously. I guess at the time we weren't doing corn, so now it's yeah, it wears out faster. So I bent up a little piece of tin here, kind of halfway rounded it off in the vise, and I'm gonna go up there and bring my little 110 welder with me and plug in. Up there I got a 110 plug-in up on the top of the bin, because there used to be a spreader in the shippers bin, and so I'll be able to plug in there and go. Ain't light. So it's really windy up here, and I just use this flux wire, so I don't need gas. It's nothing fancy, but it gets the job done. It's good enough. It ain't gonna win any prizes, but it'll hold.
Yeah, we are day 3 out here cutting away. There's the queen. That'd be Steph. We got a good start this morning. Started about 10:30. Earlier I said I was all going to go do some tillage this morning, which I did. I think the boys started to one combine here about 10:30, and I got here at 11 from that with the tractor and fired up and got going by 11. So we got a nice start today. We'll finish this field in another couple hours, and we'll be moving to the next. So.
It's nice combining weather now. we're over halfway. Today is Thursday. Should be able to finish on Saturday, I'm hoping. Beautiful, beautiful weather this morning here now. I guess earlier this morning it was pretty foggy, but the sun come out and burnt the fog off, and didn't take long and the straw was already crunchy. So we got started at I'd say probably a little earlier than normal, 11:30. They're having to go at an angle this year on some of these fields. The wheat is leaning so hard to the north, so Dad made a judgment call and decided to go at an angle, and it's a pretty tight angle, but it's a lot easier to thrash. So yeah, everything seems to be going good that way once we change that around. Haven't had to do it on every field, but the fields that we go north and south on seem to be the ones that we're going more of a northwest southeast type deal here. Steph in the grain cart again. She's got her puppy and the baby. I think Caden's at daycare in the afternoon, and then he comes home and rides with Grandpa in the combine. So that way Stephanie can stay out here and help, and kind of a whole family thing here, you know, with everybody.
Here we are, going kittywampus again. It's all leaning to the north. We must have had a south wind at one time with some driving rain a while back. And for those of you wondering, or I guess that don't run equipment or combines, as you can see here, I'll turn it around, you can see how the fingers and the reel, they grab when the crop is laying sideways, they grab the crop a lot easier and bring it in, and it cuts it and doesn't leave any behind. Otherwise, if we're going with the direction it's laying, some of it's between those teeth, and the teeth don't grab it, and then we don't get it picked up. We don't want to leave crop in the field if we can help it. Looks like we got a rider here. What do you think? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Alrighty, here we go. Last morning of wheat harvest here, Saturday morning. Should be the end today. Doing some fueling, a little bit of greasing on the headers, and away we go. So. Over there, but it's got over there left. Pretty good time today. Got long rounds, a mile each way. Hopefully get done by 7 o'clock tonight would be good. Let's go do some logging. Oh, we got one there. We gotta cut him up. What I'm talking about. Kind of tricky doing this with one hand. I better put you guys down. Yeah, I got full. Couldn't get out of here, so Dane come to my rescue. Well, that's a wrap for the wheat harvest.
Yeah.
Isn't it? We're on our way home, aren't we? Were you helping today?
Yeah.
Were you? Yeah. Do you have your John Deere hat on today?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Are the beans starting to turn over here, aren't they?
Yeah.
What is that over there?
Beans.
Yeah, that's beans. That's right.
That's beans too.
Oh yeah, that's beans too, he said. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, well, got done about the time we thought we would.
Yeah.
We will be home before dark, won't we?
Yeah.
Couple miles to go. Are we going to beat that sunset?
Yeah.
We're going to beat it?
Yeah.
It's getting down.
Yeah.
It's getting behind the trees.
Yeah.
What's in that field there? Over there.
Coin.
What do you call it?
Coin.
Coin? That's right.
Yeah.
I think the sun might beat us home. We got a couple more miles.
So, yeah, we say that all the time. So, Lots of sows.
Well, we can't have nice things. My light don't look too good. See it hanging there? She still blinks. Hang in there, girl. We'll fix you when we're done.
Should we do a big smiley face in the windshield for Steve-O? You think he'd just, every time he looked at that smiley face, do you think he'd laugh or smile, or would he get annoyed? We just might have to try it. See if we get away with it. That's kind of an ugly feller.
Yeah.
Jeepers. We're so cozy. Don't back in or not. No.
Boom! Yeah.
If it was on, would it be upside down? It'd be like that. It'd be like this. It's kind of droopy. Kind of like a drippy dong.
Yeah.
Went up and down that pretty fast, just like a billy goat. Probably wouldn't have even needed a ladder. Could have just scaled it at that speed.